Here in the background for this video is a song called Canon in D minor. It's a song that I've known for years. I absolutely love it, and I only recently rediscovered it when I found it on a website which the link to it and obviously all of the details of the Kevin MacLeod who's done that song, all of the details are below. The reason I'm putting it in this video is because this video is more of my thinking, and this song is the song that I'm thinking along to at the moment, and I just thought it's quite fitting that this is me trying to get my head around something, and this is obviously the music that I'm doing it to in real life. The issue that I'm facing at the moment is to do with moving. For those of you who watch Life With Bev, you will have seen that earlier on this week I did a video on the Life With Bev blog about moving on and wanting to move to Liverpool. Now there's a couple of things that I should explain to you about that video. First off, that video was recorded about 2 weeks ago from now, and today is the 26th of February. Not for much longer, we've got about 7 minutes of the day left, but that's not the point here. The thing is that a lot changes in 2 weeks. It really does, and I'm not too sure as to what to think of the more recent changes that have happened. Let me take you back a little bit here, in that when I got this place as to where I was living at the moment, I was living with my mum. I wasn't really enjoying living there. I wanted more of my independence. I wanted a little bit more freedom, and I actually wanted to be on my own feet, supporting myself, living by myself, paying bills, you know, having responsibilities, that kind of thing, because I don't think at all I'd really been exposed to that in the past. I mean, I'd lived with friends, and yeah, that went fine for like a year, 2 years, something like that, and then I was back living with my mum anyway. And you know, it's always been that I have lived with other people that have paid the bills, and I've just kind of like given them money towards the bills. Like, I've never really paid for anything myself. So I thought, okay, now is the time for me to move on and to actually live in a place like this. And I remember applying for housing. You'd go on the web page every week. When the new listings came on, you had to put a bid in. So you'd bid for a place, and then you'd hear back. Well, if you didn't hear back the next week, you'd obviously been unsuccessful. And I remember bidding on this place and being the top bidder, and thinking, that's really weird. Like, something is telling me that's mine. It was just a feeling that I got inside. It was really, really weird. So the following Tuesday in the afternoon, I got a message, and it said, congratulations, you have won the bid. The property is yours if you want it. Please call us, we'll arrange a viewing, all of that kind of stuff. And we arranged the viewing for, I think it was the Thursday, something like that. And we came in and had a little look around, and I knew that this place was for me. You know, it was an ideal size, that kind of thing. And over time, I mean, I've been living here now, what, two and a half years, and I've kind of got it like how I want it. There's still bits that need to go in, like a cooker, and you know, it's one of them, like it does as a home, and it does for my needs. But this is the kind of wall that I've hit recently. Bear with. Oh, that hurt. Oh, you see, the wall that I've been hitting recently is that things aren't going as I wanted them to here. You know, and that alone is a real kick in the bollocks, or vagina if you have one. It's just, living here isn't working for me. You know, I've lived here 2.5 years. I've never had a full-time job while I've lived here. I've never had a part-time job while I've lived here. I've done the odd bit of entertaining. My latest thing is helping out at a charity shop. But, you know, when I was applying for this place and kind of moving all the furniture in and getting it all set up and everything like that, one of the things was that, you know, this is going to be the making of me. I'm going to see what it is like for me to live by myself, to pay my own bills and that kind of thing. And yeah, okay, I've gotten used to paying the bills and working out how much electric I spend per week and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you know, that alone was a great learning curve, and I have appreciated learning that. But, you know, I look around this town, like the past couple of days I've been looking around and just thinking, this isn't working for me. This isn't what I want. It really isn't what I want. And it's not living here that isn't what I want. Like, if I could take this flat with me anywhere, I would take this flat with me anywhere. Like, don't get me wrong, this flat is ideal, love it. But when I leave this flat and I go out to the shops and I see the lack of work and all that kind of stuff, that's when I've got to go, this town does not work for me. There isn't work for me to go and find or to go and do. There isn't activities going on that interest me to go and do. Like I said in the Life With Bev video, if I want to go out on a night out, I have to go to another town to do that. Why should I have to go to another town? You know, the sort of lifestyle that I want is living in that town that you have to go to for a night out. It's working in that town that you have to go to for a good night out. And that's why I selected Liverpool. Today, me, Stevie and Ian went off and we went to Liverpool. And I think, if my memory serves me right, I think the video is scheduled for the 22nd of March. I can't remember when it is. It's actually getting uploaded as I record this video. And we went to Liverpool because I have had my eye on a certain property, and I'm very keen on this property. I have been anyway, because, you know, I look at the pictures and I'm like, that seems nice, that seems great. And then I look at the statistics and information about it and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, like, it's got a bedroom balcony, it's got a living room balcony, it's got what else has it got? It's got you know, secure entrance. It's got just what I need. And I thought, okay, that seems quite good. So I got in touch with the estate agent that are dealing with obviously finding tenants for this place, and they said that the property wasn't available for viewing yet, but I was more than welcome to go and check out the local area, go and see what it's like, where it is, and that kind of thing. So okay, I'll go and do that. So me, Stevie and Ian went, and we went into Liverpool. And obviously, if you're going to go to Liverpool, you've got to go the shopping, you've got to go and do the activities, see the sights, all that kind of stuff. And we did that. That was actually a really good day. I mean, loads of walking, but it was a really good day. And then we did all the shopping that we wanted to, and I said, right, okay, well, before we get the train, I'm going to go and find this place. Now, bear in mind, I have an app on my phone that tells me, it's one of them map things. I think it is actually Google Maps. But you can type in an address and it'll find where you are, and it'll tell you where to go and find this place and all that. So that is all I had for this place, this little note, and it just had the address on it. And I'd kind of written down some instructions, but I wasn't really too clear on where it was anyway. And to my amazement, and literally amazement, we left a part of the city centre that I've been to many times, and we literally walked for a couple of minutes, and my sat-nav thing on my phone was telling me kind of the road version, and because it's on a one-way street, it was telling me that you have to like go and drive right round and then come back, but there it is. And I'm like, shit, we're near this building and we've not actually left the city centre yet. Like, this is kind of cool. We literally crossed over the road, and you sort of went down a bit of an alleyway thing, and there was the building. I was like, that's actually a nice building. I'm really impressed with that. That looks really good from the outside. Obviously, I can't go inside because it's a secure entry place, and I don't know anyone that lives there and all that kind of stuff. But you know, it was really nice. I really liked it. So we left that road, and we walked around to go to this other train station. And as we were walking up this other road, you got like the complete side view of this building, and it was just stunning. You know, it looked really well kept. The people that lived there looked like they took pride in where they lived and all that kind of stuff, and it was just like, okay. But you know, when you get that sort of glint in your eye, this sort of thing inside you, the little fire that just kind of goes woof, and it was one of them, and I cannot get it off my mind since. Like, I think I might have an obsession with this place now. Like, it's just so good. The thing is, though, when it comes to leaving a place, there is obviously kind of reasons to leave and reasons not to leave. And I think some of the people in my life, at one point or another, would think that it was selfish of me to want to move. And I can see where they come from on that, because, you know, putting yourself first in front of everyone is a bit of a selfish, twattish thing to do anyway. But I would also hope that the people who thought that would understand the reasoning behind me wanting to move. Like I said before, this is purely that this town where I'm living isn't working for me. It's not doing it. You know, yes, I have amazing friends that live here or near to here, that come and visit me on a regular basis, that, you know, we go and do fun stuff together and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, that alone, that's an incredible thing. And, you know, that does make living here so great. And, you know, if that was to stop where I moved to, then yeah, I would miss it as hell. But it's like that. I mean, yeah, okay, I have family that live near to me here as well, so them included in this next bit. But that alone, for me, isn't proving to be a strong enough reason to stay put. And I know that sounds really harsh, but I really have got to put myself first at some point. You know, one of the things that I don't think comes across very well when you're unemployed is that unemployment is such a boring thing. Like, it's just really boring. You know, on near enough a daily basis, you're getting knocked back from jobs. And most of the companies these days don't even have the manners to let you know that they're knocking you back from the job. It's literally a case of they delete your email and that's it. That's your application over. That is a bit of a kick in the bollocks, because, you know, you do try and take it on the chin for so long, but there's only so long that you can do that for before you go, do you know what? Fuck it. Why am I even trying? You know? And I think that's kind of the point I've got to when it comes to finding work here. One of the other things that has been said to me is about transport from where I live to Liverpool, because Liverpool is a place where employment is, it's not massively easy. I mean, let's not forget the country is still in a recession, and I by no means am saying here that it's going to be easier to find work in Liverpool, because there is a lot more people living there, but there is a lot more jobs there. The chances of you finding work there is so much higher than where I am living. And it's not going to be the easiest thing. You know, I highly doubt that it's literally going to be a case of walking straight into a job, because things don't happen that easy for me. But it's certainly not happening here, and I think it's, you know, whether it's taken 2.5 years to prove it, or whether it was going to take 5 years to prove it, this isn't working for me, employment-wise speaking. One of the things that people have said is about, obviously, the finance of it. Because, and again, this is probably something I will have to explain to people, but when you are unemployed over here in the United Kingdom, as it currently stands under the law, you can claim a benefit which is called job seekers allowance. Now, if, like in the past when I've claimed job seekers allowance and I was living with my mum, because I'm only living with my mum and I don't directly pay into the mortgage, like I can only get the job seekers allowance. That is it. Like, my mum has to find the money to pay the mortgage, she has to find the money to pay the council tax, all that kind of stuff. Now, because I'm living by myself, I have my own bills to pay, and rent is, and council tax is obviously one of them, or well, two of them. You can get a further benefit, which is your housing benefit and council tax benefit. Now, the three of them together are kind of what has supported me over this 2.5 year period. Now, I'm not saying that in a way of, you know, oh, I have really enjoyed living here, and it's been at the expense of at the expense of a taxpayer, because it's not like that at all. You know, most of the furniture of what I've got in here has been donated to me. Even the washing machine, that was donated to me. The cooker, donated to me. My George Foreman, the oven, the toaster, the microwave I bought, the wardrobe, bedside cabinets, the bed, paid for them, the television, donated, fold out bed, donated, dining room table and chairs, donated, couch, bought, orange chair, donated, swivel chair, donated. Loads of stuff was donated to me when I moved in here. Food wise, you know, there has been times when I've been living here and I've literally had no food in the cupboards, and I've not said anything to anyone, because it's kind of one of them, like, you don't want to admit that you can't really afford food. And yeah, the reason that I haven't been able to afford food in the past has literally been because I've been smoking like expensive brands of cigarettes and all that kind of stuff, and literally just smoked away the money instead of eating it, so to speak. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? It's obviously not going to be easier living in a city centre-ish apartment and having the same amount of income as what I've got now. You know, like if I was to move there tomorrow, my income wouldn't go up. My cost of living there, I actually don't think it would go up that much, and that is me being really honest. I don't think it would go up that much. The reason I'm able to say that is because where I'm living at the moment, you are limited to certain places to shop. Now, the walk for me to the town centre to where town centre to where these shops are is about a 20-25 minute walk, and that's walking at my speed. I do admittedly walk quite fast. If you're going to do that with a load of shopping, like enough to last you for 2 weeks, you're going to have one hell of a journey on your legs. Like, that would be a killer. And to this day, I've still never done it. So I either have to get lifts off people, or I have to get the home delivery thing. So I would go into like Iceland or something like that and spend over £25 in their free home delivery sorted. Again, with the Asda, they do home delivery. Tesco, home delivery, that kind of thing. That's what I have to do here. If I was to live in Liverpool city centre, then okay, home delivery is going to be a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. The other thing with that is you are 5 minutes away from all of these shops. You know, like the really cheap market stalls, like the proper butchers, that kind of thing. You're 5 minutes away from it. And I've kind of grown up around Liverpool. Like during the summer holidays, growing up as a kid in school, I would go and stay the weekend at my nana's. We would go into Liverpool, and I've kind of always grown up not knowing what the prices of things are, but knowing that certain places in Liverpool are cheap for what it is that you need. And again, you are 5 minutes away, so even if you did your whole 2 weeks worth of shopping, you've got 5 minutes to walk back with it all. So there is that. Electric prices are the same. Gas prices, I don't know, because I don't actually have a gas supply here. But the cost of living, I wouldn't put any higher. The only thing that is going to be higher, like quite a bit, is the rent. The place that I'm looking for at the moment is... Let me try and get this right now. I think it's £165 a week in rent. Now, I know that some of you are watching this and you're like, oh my god, like £165 a week in rent? Yeah, that is a lot. But you are in Liverpool city centre, or 5 minutes walk to all the shops and everything like that. On your doorstep, you've got loads of restaurants, bars, you've even got the gay quarter of the city. 5 minutes down the road, you've got the docks. There is always something going on. So, to live in an area like that, there is obviously going to be higher rent. Anyway, that's just to be expected. The reason that the rent is so cheap on this place, which, if my memory serves me right, I actually had a rent statement through the other week. I think the rent is something like £76 a week here. But there again, you're 25 minutes away from the shops where you can actually go and try and do a full week's worth of shopping. I presume some of you watching this will have watched some of the Life With Bev videos, so some of you will know what this housing estate looks like. It looks like shit. It's disgusting. It is a horrible looking estate. Why the council ever built these houses looking like the way that they do, I have no idea. My only presumption can be is that they're cheap, and they are literally cardboard cutouts. They were prefab, so they were made in a factory, brought here, erected on site, literally built within a day. And cheap housing. That's basically what it is here. Moving into a place that is like proper brick built, that has got double glazed windows, that's got a fucking balcony, like you are going to pay more for that. So I think that just goes with the life. But speaking about expenses, my friend worked it out for me the other week. Now let me try and get this right. He worked it out that the rent would be, what's it now? It's something like, hang on, let me get this right, because I don't want to confuse myself even more on this. So the rent was, where is it now? Saved properties, blah 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 blah. So the rent is £625 per calendar month. Now, if I'm paying £625 a month in rent. And this is exactly, I will tell you now, it was Ian that said this to me. So if I had a job that was low paying and it paid £1,000 a month, because that's easy for an example, and I'm paying £625 a month in rent, that leaves me with £375 per calendar month to live on. Now, I will be completely honest, £375 a month to live on is actually more than I've lived on here, when it comes to paying bills and all that kind of stuff. It's actually more than I've lived on for quite a bit of time here. There was a time when I lived here, and you guys may well have seen the video that I did on this channel, which was the truth about job seekers allowance or something like that, and that was recorded about a year or year and a half ago, something like that. At that time I was living on £56 a week. So if you add that up over 4 weeks, which is your typical average month is 4 weeks, so that's like what, 200 and... my maths is horrendous, by the way. Is it 224 a month or something like that? I still managed to pay all my bills on time. I managed to have food in the cupboards. I didn't fall behind on anything like that. I didn't get into debt during that time, and that's living on that amount. So if I had £375 left over, I'm still going to manage on that, and that's with the rent paid and all that kind of stuff that goes with it. So the budgeting side of it works for me, that I can make that work. But I mean, that said, that's if I'm living on £1,000 a month. If I wanted more than that, then there is nothing stopping me going and looking for a second job. That's the way that, you know, the working market goes. So I could go and get a second job if I wanted to boost my income. But if that's the basic that I'm walking home with, £1,000 a month, that is fine for me. I can still live with that. So what would happen with my social life? And my mum accused me of this the other week and said, the only reason that you want to move there is because you're only thinking about your social life. And the truth of the matter is, it's not the only thing that I'm thinking of. It really genuinely isn't the only thing that I'm thinking of. It's not even a big part of what I'm thinking of. But my social life would be made a hell of a lot cheaper and a hell of a lot easier. Okay, why would it be made like that? Well, because I'm not going to have to spend like £20 in a taxi for a decent night out. You know? There isn't going to be loads of this travelling round and all that kind of stuff. You know, Liverpool is a big city when you're walking up and down it 7 times a day, like today. But, you know, if you wanted to go out into the gay quarter, if I got that apartment, what I was looking at today, if I got that apartment, the gay quarter is 3-minute walk away. You know, other bars that I absolutely love, like what's the one we always go to in Liverpool? Flares. I love Flares in Liverpool. It's the best bar ever. That is about a 10-minute walk away, if that even. Pop World, that's another one that we go to. We walked past that today. That is, what would I say that is? I'd say that was about a 15-20 minute walk. And you're going past hundreds of other bars on the way there. So, you know, the social side of it is incredible, nightlife wise. During the day, what is there to go and do in Liverpool? Well, you've got museums that are open all year round that are literally updating themselves on a weekly basis almost. You know, there is loads to go and do during the day. There is always ships coming in and going out. You've got oh god, what are they called now? They were in Liverpool, I think it was last year or the year before, and it literally brought Liverpool city centre to a standstill. The Giants, and they are it's sort of like an animated story over the period of a couple of days. I think it was 2 days they did it last time. And the story was, it's this huge, like, I don't even know how tall it is, but it's this huge, like, animatronic thing. And I think the story of it is that it was a girl, what was it now? It's a girl who was looking for her granddad or something like that. And at certain parts of the weekend, she would be walking through the city centre, and people would literally just line the streets, and it was amazing to watch. And then I think the last part of it was that they'd met and they got onto the boat, and you know, they sailed off or something like that. And they're doing that again this year, and I would love to go and see it anyway, because you know, it's an incredible sight. Like, I've seen some of the videos that got put up last time, looked incredible. But there's stuff like that going on, you know, and not even on like a yearly basis. There's stuff like that every other week during the summer in Liverpool. There's always something going on. And yeah, socially speaking wise, Liverpool would be incredible for me, because it's what I want. It near enough is a 24-hour city, and that at the moment in my life just seems to be ideal. I can't really remember if I said this at the beginning of the video, because I've been recording now for 35 minutes, so it's been quite a while. But this is still something, I mean, yeah, okay, I'm really keen on the idea, but it is something I'm still only looking into. I'm not saying that this is definitely going to happen. I'm not saying that, you know, this has to happen or whatever it is. This is still something I am looking into. This is still the early stages of it. I do really want this to happen though, and I would love for everyone to support me on this, but I know that there are going to be doubts in people's minds and all that kind of stuff. I know that, but I also want it to be one of these things that people can talk to me about. And if you guys are sat there at home and you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment bit below, and I will try and get back to you at some point. And yeah, I will try my best to keep you updated on this, but you might be best checking out the Life with Bev blog. So I will leave the link to the playlist of Life with Bev, so you can go and check that out and go and have a look when there's new videos up and all that kind of stuff. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, as well as the music. Wasn't the music really good? So good at editing that in. And I will get back to my thinking music, and I will see you guys later.